before we move to the next speaker, let me share my screen. So our next speaker is going to be speaking on cybersecurity. But before he goes ahead, I want to ask a question. What comes to your mind when you hear cybersecurity? What word comes to your mind when you hear cybersecurity? I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
yes.
So I'm going to paste the link here as well in the chat, so you can just go directly to the link, or you can go to menti.com and type this code there. Let me just minimize this so that you can see properly. Yes, you can go to menti.com and type this code 23657550, or you can go directly to the chat. So we're waiting to hear from you. Don't be shy. Wow, money heist. I see there are some moving fans here. I see hackers. Interesting. So when you hear cybersecurity, wow, another person says hackers as well. Actually, I would have typed hackers as well myself. 419 catcher. Okay, wow. Online safety. Very nice. Protecting systems. Okay. Please keep it coming. Keep it coming. This is actually interesting. I see ethical hacking. Wow, this person is someone that is in the tech world already. I can tell. Ethical hacking. Someone says Mr. Robots. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So let's just give a couple more seconds for anyone else that wants to type another word. Going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the show. Thank you very much for your responses. I see someone says data protection, protecting data, protecting systems, but I mean, these are ideas. These are very good ideas of what cybersecurity is about. I mean, but I will leave it to the experts, Mr. Ayola, who is our next speaker, to share some insights with every one of us. Thank you for participating. So, Mr. Ayola, over to you, sir. He's going to give us the next session on cybersecurity. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you all hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mrs. Doyenify. And let me share my screen so that we can start. Let's share screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, now I can see.
Okay, perfect. So this is the cybersecurity session, and I know most people have different definitions of cybersecurity. We'll get to that with time. So next slide. Okay, so I would do a brief introduction, talk about cybersecurity, talk about the different fields we have in cybersecurity. Then we do like maybe one basic lab. And I'll also talk about salary expectations for certain fields. So about myself, a brief description about myself. I have 6 years plus experience in the field of cybersecurity. I started as an intern in Nigeria as a cybersecurity intern, but currently I'm a cybersecurity engineer, and I did my BSc in OAU. I can see. Sorry, I have to shout out to all my OAU guys. that have done the presentation before me, I noticed that most of the guys are actually from OAU. So I did my BSc Computer Science from OAU. Then I also did my MSc Cybersecurity here in Tallinn University of Technology. Then I have a couple of certifications, CEH, CK, Terraform, Associates, Security Plus, and some basic SIM certifications amongst other certifications. So I took this screenshot from what our moderator just did now, like what comes to your mind when you hear about cybersecurity. And when I also did the poll, because I did like the poll for some people, and what most people said or the responses I got was hackers, hackers, hackers. Yes and no. I would say once people hear cybersecurity, what they want to do or what they want to learn is, okay, I want to learn how to hack. Once you hear, okay, I have a cybersecurity training, or I have to enroll for a cybersecurity training, what comes to people's mind initially is, okay, I need to learn how to hack, I need to learn how to pen test, I need to learn how to break things, I need to learn how to check my neighbor's camera without he or she knowing. And that is just a subset of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is very, very wide. Mr. Mayawa said it when he was talking about DevOps. Yes, it's actually a very, very wide topic. So someone said protecting systems. Yes, correct. Someone said data protection. Yes, which can also be protecting systems. Hackers, ethical hacking. Exactly. You see ethical hacking, hackers, or an eye catcher. Well, yes. Protecting data. Yes. Money heists. Well, yeah. And so what is the definition of cybersecurity? I would say cybersecurity consists of technologies, processes, and controls designed to protect systems, networks, programs, devices, and data from cyber attacks. And that is like the broad definition of cybersecurity: protecting data from, who are we protecting data from? The hackers, yes. But the person or people that mention hacking are also correct, because before you protect data from hackers, you need to know how hackers behave. You need to know, you need to learn what they do. You need to learn their everyday skill. You need to learn, okay, we've tried to defend them using this technique and they've improved, or they've improved using another technique. You need to learn that technique. So yes, it's also a mix of the two: blue team, red team. Blue team is, for those that don't understand, blue team is they are the ones that defend, and the red team are the ones that attack. For those that watch football, blue team are like the defenders, the Sergio Ramoses and the Pepes, and the attackers are like the Victor Osimhens and the people that we actually know that their aim is to find, no matter how small the vulnerability is, to exploit. Those are attackers. So cybersecurity generally now consists of, okay, we need to protect our systems. And the question will come, I don't work in a cybersecurity firm. What system do I need to protect? And I don't have like 15 systems. I don't have anything I need to protect. I would say that is false. And I don't know how many of us have seen the movie Beekeeper. The woman that killed herself fell victim of cybersecurity attack, because she was able to give information that she was not meant to give to people or guys that she's not meant to divulge information to. And there are some best practices that we'll talk about during the class, like what you're meant to do, what you are not meant to do. Even if there's a gun to your head, what are you going to do? What are you, security-wise, what is advisable for you to do? So yes, so I'll talk about what the course entails. Like we'll talk about the threats landscape, we'll talk about malicious code, we'll talk about social engineering, password attacks. And I know the average Nigerian or the average individual would know a bit about social engineering, or at least must have heard social engineering not once, not twice. We'll talk about security assessment and testing. We'll talk about cryptography and PKI. PKI is public key infrastructure. We'll talk about identity and access management. We'll talk about cloud and virtualization security. When Mr. Amayewa was sharing his screen, he was talking about AWS and Azure. Those are cloud infrastructure. We'll talk about those ones as well. And we would also start with virtualizing our local systems. So for instance, your computer, how do you virtualize it? How do you run multiple operating systems on your one system that you currently have? Talk about endpoint and network security. Talk about wireless and mobile security. Talk about, and we'll do lots of labs. So there are so many buzzwords that we don't know about. Like, what happens when I hit google.com? Like, what do most of us just browse the internet, we just surf, we just say, okay, I need to visit Doyenify.com, I need to visit google.com, I need to go instagram.com. What happens in the background? How do you obtain an IP address? What is an IP address? Like, how do you obtain an IP address? What most of us know is, okay, once I have data and I do my normal monthly subscription, I can access any site I want to access. Yes, it's true, but what happens in the back end? What happens? How do you troubleshoot when you can't reach a particular site? How do you know what exactly the issue is? I believe that most of us have, at one time or the other, seen CAPTCHA. You've been asked to indicate that or prove that you are not a robot. How does that come in? Like, why do we need to implement that? Why does a web admin need to implement that on his websites? Why do I need to prove that I'm not a bot before you can access my site? What is the difference between private and public IP addresses? All you know is, okay, let me see if there are no bots. Okay, sorry. I also see my screen. No. Can you see my terminal, everyone? No.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What are these IPs? What do they mean? What happens when I just run a normal ping? What happens? Why can I get a response from Google? Why am I not getting responses from Google? All this and many more commands you will learn from enrolling in the cybersecurity course, which is kind of still basics, because the end goal of the course, like is the aim of the cybersecurity course and Doyenify, is to get a job, not running ping commands. But you need all this to be able to understand networking, to be able to understand cybersecurity, because as an attacker, as a red team guy, this is what I deal with. This is what you do every day. Like, okay, you need to, scan a host. Let me scan Google. We are not meant to scan Google. Like it's not like, unless you get like an approval, let me use Doyenify. Let me scan Doyenify. Let me see what ports are accessible. Let me see how I can attack Doyenify. I know where they host their service. Let me see if they are actually secured. And I actually have some buzzwords here, like NATs. What is NATs? Network address translation. What does it do? Why do I need NATs? Why? And all these things, funny enough, is what we use on a daily basis, like NATs, DMZs. We might not use them directly, but the infrastructure that we use, the infrastructure that our network is actually based on. For instance, your phones, our Wi-Fi's, our laptops, our devices make use of these services every day on a daily basis. If a server cannot be reached, if the server hosting a web service is down, you cannot access the web service. That's where a load balancer comes in. Why must I host my service on just one server? Why can't I load balance them? So all these terminologies and buzzwords we are going to treat in the cybersecurity class. Then there is the CIA triads, the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability. So we'll talk about all this in the cybersecurity class. Then Linux commands, basic Linux commands that you need to learn, because what most of us see when we watch movies is you just see someone with a very black screen come and say, okay, I need to do this, and in less than 3 seconds I'm in, less than 2 seconds I'm in. So you need to learn some basic commands like, okay, how do you do like a normal trace route? How do you do like a DNS lookup? How do you do, I spoke about ping earlier, and other commands, dig, for instance, how do you run those commands? We'll talk about that. Then we have common cybersecurity attacks that we are going to go in detail in. For instance, social engineering, virus. What is a virus? What is a worm? What is a ransomware? What are phishing attacks? What is an insider threat? Or what's an insider threat? What is DOS? DOS is denial of service. What is DDoS? How do they affect me, and how do they affect what I want to learn, and how do they affect me getting a job in the cybersecurity industry? Because all these are interview questions that you need to answer if you want to have a role in cybersecurity field. I've conducted like series of interviews, and in Nigeria, I can remember when I was training, because I conducted trainings for more than 100 or 200 people, and these are questions that we ask, as basic as they are. These are questions that we ask young people that want to get into the cybersecurity field, because we need to be able to know that you can differentiate between these terminologies. For instance, if an attacker tries to use a ransomware, how do you know that it's a ransomware? How are you not certain that, okay, it's not a worm? How are you not certain that it's not a DDoS, for instance? So you need to first understand everything about these attacks before you can say, yes, okay, I want to defend against these attacks. I want to be a security analyst. I want to be a red team guy. I want to be a blue team guy. So that will also take me to the fields in cybersecurity, because we have different fields. I said earlier that once people hear the word cybersecurity, what comes to their mind is, I want to be a red team guy. I want to be a penetration tester. I want to be able to break things. I want to be able to hack into any network and break so many things. So I'll start with the security analyst's role, because to the best of my knowledge, if you are new to cybersecurity, unless you do like a basic or a tailored training to maybe being a red team guy or a forensics analyst or a compliance guy, the default role that you can apply to is to being a security analyst. And you need to understand some basic things to be a security analyst. So we have the cyber intelligence, we have the security engineers, we have the malware analysts. Those that's, okay, for instance, if you click on a malicious link and you download what you're not meant to download to your endpoint or your system, we have those that will pick your system, analyze this malware. Or we have those people that you would send them a zip file of the malware and they will analyze and let you know, okay, this happened to what's part of your system. We have the red team guys, which I know that some people want to know more about, those that want to hack into things and break things. We have the DevSecOps guys. Mr. Mayawa spoke about DevOps guys. Now we have the DevSecOps guys. That's the security part of DevOps. And I have a question. The question is, don't worry, I'll answer the question is, who needs cybersecurity? And the answer to that is everybody. Everybody. Right from starting from the market woman that has access to a bank application on her phone, to a bank manager that has access to the passwords of the vaults. Everybody needs cybersecurity. I can say that all the trainings that we've done since morning, or all the slides that we've been talking about since morning, they all have their security side of things. Everything I can say, because it's about pushing data, and how do you protect this data that you're pushing out there? How do you defend? Because the role of an attacker is just to attack. You can just say, okay, I want to attack this platform today. I want to attack that platform today. It doesn't care if you are into this field, maybe AI, or you are into DevOps, or you are a web developer. It doesn't care. All it sees your website online. It tries to run its malicious scripts and sees if your website is vulnerable to any of the attacks. That is the job of it. You as a developer will just build, and you might just leave it there. So security, everybody needs security. I will still go back to the movie Beekeeper that we saw. If we've seen it, the woman would not have probably committed suicide if she did the right thing, or if she even knew what to do. A friend of mine here also fell victim of cybersecurity. I won't say cybersecurity, I would say scammers. Why? Because he was checking Instagram and all these vendors. He saw a footwear. This is someone I know very well. He saw a footwear at a very, 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 very cheap price. And he was like, oh, let me just go for this. The guy put his card details, put his everything, and they debited him because he had to add like so many shoes to the cards. They debited him, and it's 1 year plus. He hasn't gotten any mail or feedback from them about how to retrieve his goods. And we have people like that fall victim to scams like that on a daily basis. So let me just be fast because I know I have less time. So SOC analysts, their responsibilities, I would say, management and evaluation of security incidents and alerts. So what you do as a SOC analyst is you correlate logs. And what do I mean by logs? Logs are everything you do on your system generates logs. Everything you do on your phone generates logs. So for instance, if you want to check a log of anything on your phone, let's use an image, for instance. Probably you take a picture. You can, any phone, you can hold the picture and click on more details. The more details will tell you when the picture was taken, the timestamp on the phone, like that took the picture. So all these things are logs, and they are kept somewhere. For instance, WhatsApp has its own logs. I send message to Mr. Gbenga and I say, okay, I sent it yesterday. And Mr. Gbenga is telling me, no, I sent it this morning. How are we going to differentiate, or how are we going to say who is telling the truth? It's through logs. You can just send a screenshot of when I sent it, the timestamp, and when you received it. Then you solve this issue. It's also bringing it to the field of cybersecurity. Everything you do on your system is tracked, starting from when you even started your system, when you powered your system up until when you even run the normal updates, up until every action of your system is tracked. Every security action on your system is tracked. So what you do is correlate all this. If you work with a cybersecurity firm, correlate all, and what do I mean by correlate? You gather all these events, you gather all these logs into something we call a SIEM. And a SIEM is something that manages, it has the capacity to manage logs from so many devices. So then you as a security analyst or a SOC analyst can create rules that I want to see so and so. So that is basically what I don't want to go deep into details of what SOC analysts, what they do. Then, of course, your background. Typically, they have a degree in computer science or IT. Then certificates are beneficial. Yeah, I'll talk about this in my last slide. Then skills, yeah, I have SIM knowledge, familiar with all these programming languages. I guess I need to rush now. Yeah, I spoke about red team and blue team. Red team, in summary, red teams are the ones that you can see the shield, they are coming to attack you. They are the ones that they have all the skills. I won't say all the skills, but of course, a script kiddie can just check online on how to just attack and he just copy the code like that and just use. But they are seasoned red team guys that they know what they are doing. They are the penetration testers. They actually take their time. They can be on the reconnaissance phase for as long as 2 years, just trying to gather information about this person, about their victim. 2 years, they are still gathering information, and when they strike hard and they strike once. Blue team they are the guys that defend against the bad guys. So they are the ones that are trying to hold the shield against the bad guys. They are trying to defend. Okay, we are trying this attack, we have this defense in place. We are trying this, we have this defense in place. So let's talk about something that will be a bit maybe interesting. So something like a normal email analysis, for instance. So I got this random email. So let's imagine I'm sending this to Mr. Sholagbade, and it reads, "Hello Sholagbade, your vacation request has been declined. Click below to log into your employee portal and view an explanation." And there is a link there. And I say, "Thank you, scheduling department, human resource, Doyenify." The default Nigerian or the default human will want to just click on the link and just do just follow the I won't say leading, follow the prompts in the link. But this is obviously a malicious link. How do I know? Because I will show you how. I've been able to check the URL. I've been able to see what's actually behind the page, and I will just report as spam. And I'm 100% sure that most of us have at one point or the other gotten an email like this, either a phishing email or a very malicious email. And it varies, because some of us will just click the link and nothing will happen. We won't see anything happen on our screen. We won't see any prompt. We won't see any page open. Meanwhile, in the background, what you've clicked has most likely downloaded a malware that is running on your system. You are not seeing it's running processes on your system. It's probably encrypting some files. It's probably doing some things. But you as an employee, or you as someone that you just check every mail, you just click on every link you see on Instagram, click on every link you see on TikTok, you click on every link you see on Twitter. Osimhen has scored a goal. View here to see the number of goals he scored. Mbappe is going to Madrid. View here, click here for more information. And we are interested in the news, and all we just do is click. And once we click, yeah, it might still redirect us to the page, but maybe low-key in the background, it has downloaded something that will be scanning your device, send your information to a remote server somewhere to gather more information about you. So let me just probably do like give me 1 minute, please. So this is like the demo I showed using I sent to Shola, for instance. So how do I probably investigate this? This is a well-crafted email. Probably Shola I know where he works, and I know, probably I'm a friend of Shola, or I know someone that knows that Shola is meant to go on a vacation, probably between January and February. And I just send him this random email, and he sees the messages from probably hr@doyenify.com, and Shola says that his vacation request has been denied. And let's assume Shola is probably married and he has like maybe 5 kids, and he has already bought his tickets and he's ready to travel. And he just gets this email, probably 5 p.m. on Friday, ready to close from work, and he sees your vacation request has been denied. Click below to log in to your employee portal. A normal enthusiast will just want to just click and let me see what is there. But no, you have to be security conscious. So what do? I kind of first over on, I can copy, okay, probably because I'm presenting in, give me 1 minute, probably because I'm presenting in, yes. So you can see if can you see my screen? Yeah, so if I over on the link, I can see that this is a site that I don't know. This is not my employee site. This is not my employer site, rather. This is something that I'm not used to. What is going to happen if I click on this link? I actually don't know br.icloud.com. I don't know what this person is saying, but I can right click. Let's copy the link. Let's hope I don't click on the link. Copy the link, and there are so many sites to check, so many sites to check if a link is malicious or not. We have like thousands of sites to check. So I can come and just do something like this, and okay, this is copying my parts. Needs to do this. Yeah, so can we see? It's malicious, it's a phishing email, it's malicious. So many vendors have reported it as malicious. So if you click it, you are probably clicking a malicious link. Then for instance, if I want to know what if I want to know, okay, URL scan, if I want to know, for instance, I want to know what page I will see if I had clicked that link. I copy my file path. I can come here. So instead of me just clicking the link, I can just click on use this site to see what page I would have been redirected to if I had clicked on the link. So I'm sorry for taking our time, but I'm just, in addition to selling security to us, I'm teaching security, like even if you don't end up joining security class, these are things that I feel we should know as security guys. Okay, while this is loading, so this will probably display a page, exactly. This will probably display a page that is not active. Yeah, this is where, exactly, this is the image. So this doesn't look like Mr. Sholagbade's HR rules, whatever, vacation, whatever. So this would have been what you would have seen, and most likely would have probably downloaded something not related to his leave application. Then that being said, let's continue. Slide. Yeah. So we can do like another lab is like OSINT. For instance, I want to have an information about someone. I want to gather information about a server, a service, an endpoint, a person. What do I do? How do I go about it? What do I do? Where do I start from? And I also have something very, very small here because of our time. We'll talk about everything when we start the labs. So for instance, I want to know, Mr. Ashola Doyenify, sorry, I already took permission from you to use your name. And that's one thing with cybersecurity. Please get consent before you do anything. You can't just use anybody's name to do anything. Get consent, and most times get a written and signed consent. I don't think I have a written and signed consent, but I have a documented consent. So if anything goes south, I have consent from Mr. Doyenify to probably use his name for this purpose. So for instance, I want to know anything about Mr. Shola. I can just use his name with so many parameters. For instance, I hope this works. Yes, exactly. So I know probably he did something related to this. When I'm doing my information gathering, probably I need to attack Church of Mr. Shola Doyenify. I now know his middle name is Ayodele. I now know, if I open some of these documents, I know, okay, he has worked on these documents before. From this document, I can get his email address. from his email address, I can send him an email. So I can, from whatever information I have, I can from here go to his Facebook page, see information he has, check anything I need before I now craft the attack I want to do and target at Mr. Sholagbade. Then let me just also show us another one for most of our database guys that don't care about our database secrets. So for instance, you can see lots of databases out here. So I can just from here access most of these databases, use the ports, the credentials, and the passwords. And it's known practice that 59% of users or people generally use information about themselves as passwords. So it's either you use I can take categorically here that there is probably one person that probably uses date of birth or his year of birth as either his ATM PIN or password. Or you probably use 0000, or you use your date of birth as your ATM PIN. And there's this general notion that cyber attacks will not attack me. It's just, what are they looking for from my accounts? How much do I have? What do I have to give them? Yes, the little you have that you still hold precious is what an attacker wants. So watch whatever information you give out there, you put out there, and all this will be taught in the Doyenify training. So let me see if I'm done with my slides before we ask questions. Okay, I'm almost done. 2 more slides. Sorry. Yes. So talking about the tools, we have like so many tools in cybersecurity. We have there are just so many tools that do the same thing. So for instance, I want to use a SIM tool. There are so many SIM tools. So don't allow this page to bubble you. There are so many SIM tools. There are so many, the same way you have, exactly the same way you have so many browsers. For instance, I want to browse. Some people use Chrome. Some people prefer to use Edge. Some people use Tor. Well, some people use whatever browser you use. It's dependent on the user. The same way we have different cybersecurity tools. The same way developers have preferred developer tools to write their codes. So it's the same thing for cybersecurity. You have different tools that do the same thing. Then, of course, security analyst, I put the price range, what you should expect, expected salaries. But like the previous speakers have also said, it's highly dependent on the company, it's highly dependent on the level, the job role, and it's highly dependent on your skill. Those three, it's highly dependent on the company. So for instance, the security analyst in Google, for instance, would earn more than the security analyst in, let's say I open a company and I'm probably just a startup, and I employ security analysts. Fine, I won't pay, it's just sure that I won't pay as much as Google would pay the security analyst. So this price here is not cast in stone. What I would say is that don't look at the money initially. Of course, we all want to be rich and have money. Look at your knowledge, look at what you will gain, look at what you will learn from the cybersecurity field generally. And I also put something else about cyber intelligence analyst too as well. And yes, it's basically around the same thing. So yeah, this is my last screen. Do I need programming experience? Because I get these questions a lot. Do I need to learn, or do I need to know how to write codes to start cybersecurity? I would say no, but knowing how to code would be a huge plus. And it's not cast in stone. What you need to know to start cybersecurity is networking. You need to understand the routers, the switches, the IP addresses, the NATs, the DMZs, the routers, everything. You need to know that. Then the next question is, how much do I need to start? Like, you're in the right place to Doyenify. Just just send an email or notify someone that you want to start, and you start. So what should I do if I suspect a cyber attack? Contact Doyenify. I guess that's the best answer. Contact Doyenify. Then lastly, I would say, do I need certifications in cybersecurity? I would say initially, when you are starting, yes. But along the way, you can now, it's on a need to have basis. Why did I say that? Because initially, before you get into the cybersecurity field, it's more of, okay, you are looking for a job for the first time. Okay, it's a combination of what you know and what certifications you have. So when I started, I wrote like multiple certifications. That was when I wrote my Security Plus 2017. I wrote my Security Plus. I wrote lots of Microsoft certifications. And now what I just do every year is I just try to, okay, let me just choose 2 certifications I want to write in a year and just write. So it's now more of a, I want to write, not like it's compulsory. But if you are starting in the cybersecurity field, it's always advisable that you have at least Cybersecurity Plus. Yeah, Security Plus. And if you start with the training, that would be my own goal for you. Like at the end of the training, if you are serious with it and if we take each other serious, by the end of the training, you should be able to write the S+ exam and you should be able to pass it well. So thank you very much. And I guess if there are any questions, we can ask questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayola, for that wonderful session about cybersecurity. So it's not just about hacking all the way. There are the blue guys and the red guys. At least I will remember that one. So thank you very much for the class. I believe we have gained 1 or 2 things from his session as well. Trying to check in the chat box if we have any questions there. I don't see anyone here for now. But maybe I can just ask that do cybersecurity guys also build antiviruses as well?
Okay, do cybersecurity guys build antiviruses? I would say yes, but that is on a very, very, very high level. Why do I say that? You need to first understand how malware works. And because you are building an antivirus, you want your software to be able to defend against whatever viruses or whatever virus that it's meant to defend against. And basically, what does an antivirus do and how does it work? Most antivirus work based on signatures. So they already have signatures of viruses. And once they see a virus that behaves like, or that has a signature that they already have, they take action, they block, or they scan, or they do whatever. So yes, cybersecurity guys build antiviruses. Sorry, I'm seeing the question here, so I'm trying to reply you first. So yes, they build, let me just round up. They build antiviruses, but like I said, you need to have a better understanding firsthand of malware or viruses before you build the antivirus. Yes.
Thank you very much. I think we have another question from Mr. Tayo Tegbayo. More questions are coming in as well. So Mr. Tayo Tegbayo, I'll just read out the question for the benefit of everyone. He's saying, can you expatiate on red team and how black box testing and pen testing are on red team? Thank you.
Okay, so I would say black box testing is, or more like it's an example of a penetration testing where the person carrying out the test has no information about what it's doing. So for instance, if a certified red team guy and I walk up to a company, say Doyenify, say, okay, Mr. CEO, I would like to run a pen test of your environment. I would like to know, if you allow me, I would like to know the vulnerabilities on your sites. I would like to know, I would like to test your sites. Then the CEO can now tell me, okay, I don't want you to test all my servers. I only need you to test a particular server, which is this. So that one if I have information about the server, I know what I'm doing. That is not black box testing. Black box testing is I don't have any information. I'm just going in like a bad guy. I want to know all the servers they have. I want to list all the servers. Then I don't have any information and I just go in like that. Yeah. I don't know if I answered your question correctly.
I will assume I'll take the silence as yes, that Mr. Tayo Otegbayo's question has been answered. One more question before we move to the next and final speaker for today. Mr. Sam is asking that, certifications are quite expensive in Nigeria, and he's asking that is there like a particular one that would guarantee a good paying starting job in cybersecurity?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sam. And I understand that certifications are expensive in Nigeria. When I wrote my Security Plus, it was about 75K then. I'm sure it's way over 100,000 now. And I would say if you are really interested in cybersecurity, give me 1 minute. If you are really interested in cybersecurity, you will need to invest in yourself. That is one thing. Then that is for the security field. That is one thing. If you are just starting, you need to invest in yourself. You need to go the extra mile of writing certifications. And to the other part of your question, that will guarantee a starting job with good pay. Good pay is relative. Some people, 10K is good pay. Some 10,000 naira is good pay. Some people, 100,000 naira is good pay. Some people, 1.5 is starting pay. So good pay is relative. But I would say that will guarantee a starting job and a comfortable pay or a convenient pay. I would say Computer Security Plus is always a plus. Why? Because if you check any cybersecurity role, home or abroad, in the US, in EU, in Nigeria, even if it's a managerial position, you will see Computer Security Plus, a requirement. Before they start listing the CISMs, before they start listing the CEHs, if you are going towards the DevOps side, before you start listing so many related certifications. But the basic, which I always advise people that want to start with cybersecurity, that I always advise them, is Security Plus. Why? Because it gives like a good foundation of everything. It talks about pen test, talks about the SIEM, talks about it covers everything before you now say you want to start diversifying, before you start saying you want to start specializing rather. So it gives like a good solid foundation. So Security Plus is a good skill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and that brings us to the end of Mr. Ayola's Ayolua session. Thank you very much. Very nice to have you with us. And now